Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my live. Welcome to my Instagram live. We got 18 people. That's it. We got 25. I'll give it a couple more seconds, then I'll keep talking. Hello, everyone. Hello. Oh, okay. We got some people. Hello, handsome. That's me. That's the guy. That's me. Where's the gong? The gong is gong. I am not in the gong room. I'm in my office where I do my writing. This is where I write. This is where I write. I write all my stuff. You want to see something? This is going to blow your mind. This is going to blow your freaking mind. This is the actual keyboard I use to type. Yeah. Tell us a joke. It's in your pants. There you go. Anybody else? If you are in the LA area or if you are in the Boston area, you come see my show Paper Orchestra. The East Coast premiere is in Amesbury, Massachusetts. Tickets are on sale at MichaelJaminWriter.com/live. The premise is this, write it down. What if the smallest, almost forgotten moments of your life were the ones that shaped you most? Boom! So if you're a writer, you're going to love this because this is about kind of mining your life for stories. And if you are a human being, you'll also like this because, you're here on planet Earth. If you are not a human being on planet Earth, and yes, some of you fall into that description. Some of you are not humans. But if you are, come see me. You're coming on Sunday at 3. All right. Oh, Trish, we know that. Trish already got her tickets. I think you're right. Tickets are available at MichaelJamin.com/live. Each show is about an hour, followed by about a 20-minute Q&A. And we'll talk about the process. We'll talk about the work. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. And that's about it. Yeah, at MichaelJamin.com, go get your tickets. They're going fast. It's a small venue, so the seating is not forever, unless you want to sit on someone's lap. You can do that, I guess. Here's a question from Andy Phobic. We're all afraid of Andy. I was wondering, what is the average range a TV script can sell for? What is the cheapest you've ever sold one? What is the most you've ever made from one script? I suppose you're talking about selling a pilot, because a script is not the same as selling a pilot episode. A script fee is negotiated by the Writers Guild of America, and it just depends on whether you're selling for a network, a half hour, a comedy. It depends on what network or cable. They all have different rates. So, for example, I don't even know. You could look it up at the Writers Guild website. Like, I think the going rate for a sitcom, a network sitcom, is probably $28,000, per episode. But that's not what you get per pilot. If you sell a pilot, it's much more than that, and that depends on your quote and who you sell it to and how in demand you are, and all that stuff. Any other questions? Let's see. We got some more people waiting here. Any other? That's it. Nothing. People are joining. If you're just joining, I'm here to shill. I'm here to sell tickets to a Paper Orchestra. You can't see it because it's backwards. I don't have like a backwards filter. Yeah, but the tickets are on sale now, and they're going. Especially they're both going, the LA show and the Boston show. So yeah, if you are in LA or Boston, come see me. Tickets are at MichaelJamin.com/live. What else? Any other questions, or I'll bounce off? Nothing? Do you ever shop a pilot to different network, or do you just sell it to the first buyer? No, you could shop it, but if your first place buys it, you might want to get into a bidding war with the second buyer. What's a Paper Orchestra? It's the name of my one-man show based on my collection of personal essays. That's what it is. Now you know what it is, and now you'll come see my show if you live in Boston or LA. Have you ever thought about writing a book on your experience and knowledge in screenwriting? No, but I do have a screenwriting. I do have a screenwriting course if you're interested. And that's pretty extensive, and you can learn about that at MichaelJamin.com/course. And of course, tomorrow, what's tomorrow? Friday. That means the watch list comes out. That's my free newsletter where I send out the best of my stuff, and it's free. Every Friday, go to MichaelJamin.com/watchlist to subscribe. Free. How actively are you pursuing new sitcoms currently? My partner and I have a pilot we're writing for the Peacock Network. So that's what we're doing now. How important has networking, socializing been to your career? Not much, Greg. I mean, if I were more of a Hollywood schmoozer, I'd probably be more successful, but I'm not. I prefer to spend my time, with my family, with my kids. So it hasn't been that important. I mean, at the end of the day, it's whether you're liked by your colleagues and whether they would recommend you and whether they would hire you. But certainly I'm not much of a schmoozer. I don't go to I've been to like one Hollywood party and I was like, whoa, this is a Hollywood party. I don't even remember which one it was. I've been to one Hollywood premiere. I don't do any of that stuff. I'm a writer. I'm not price is pretty reasonable. Thanks. Oh yeah, Trish. Oh yeah. Scrolling down. Do you ever feel intimidated by other writers when watching a great show? Well, I write comedy. I watch mostly dramas, and so they don't, they're not doing what I'm doing. So it's not like I have great admiration and respect, but I'm not intimidated because I'm not doing what they're doing. Am I intimidated by? Like, I was a huge fan of 30 Rock. I loved it. I have not many. I have some friends who wrote on 30 Rock, loved it as a show, but I wasn't intimidated. I was like, I could write on this show. What can I tell you? I've been doing it a long time. Not intimidated. I have a lot of respect, though, for other writers. What's your opinion on meta humor? I feel it wouldn't resonate well within mainstream audiences, but I could be wrong. I'm not a big fan of meta. I'm not a big fan of turning the camera against yourself. I feel like it breaks the illusion. When I was younger, I thought that was kind of cool. Look how hip. It's like an inside joke. Now I don't like it at all. I feel like the job of a writer is to get the audience sucked into the story, to make them forget they're watching a story, make them think they're actually in it, and just lose themselves. But when you do a meta joke or an inside joke or break the fourth wall, in other words, then you are reminding the viewer that they are in fact watching television. Personally, I'm not a fan of that. Some shows can do it because it's so broad. So like 30 Rock can do it. But for most shows, or, we just talked about that, you could do it on like a Family Guy. That's fine. But if the show's going for any kind of realism, I'm not a fan of it. How does a TV 3-act structure differ from a feature structure outside of length? Dan, it doesn't. Honestly, I've written features, I've written dramas, comedies, and what I teach in my writing course is 3-act structure, and I use it for everything. And I use it for a play I wrote. I used it for even many of the stories in my collection of personal essays. Many of them follow a 3-act story structure. So yeah, it doesn't. Story is story. That's why I teach it in my course. If you want to learn about that, you go to MichaelJamin.com/course. Let's scroll down. Any plans for Miami show? Not plans yet. I'd love to create your wonder. And so why don't you DM me your email address? And so when I do get there, I can send you a note. A lot of people want me to come to their town, but I won't go. I'm not going to, I'd love to, but I have to sell out the venue. You understand? So I'm not going to go to a town if I don't have people there who I know are going to buy. And I need a big list, in other words. For example, I was talking about this yesterday. A lot of people say, come to my city. And then I say, okay, well, give me your email address. That way I can contact you if and when I get there. And then they never send it. And so if someone's not willing to do that, then do you think I'm willing to book out travel across the country and book a venue? If they're not even willing to give me their email address, I ain't willing to get on a plane. So that's how that goes. So whatever city you are in, I'd love to get there, but I need to have a sizable list before I do. And so just DM, if you're interested, you could just DM me your email address and tell me what city you're in. Working on your first feature script. How can using note cards help me organize scenes? Well, Yang Miller, how? Yeah, I do that. Sometimes I break the story with note cards, and sometimes I break it on a whiteboard. It depends. On a movie, I think we use note cards on movies because it was longer, and TV shows, it's a half-hour sitcom. It's easier to use a whiteboard. How? Well, that's what I teach in my course. If you want to learn that, that's MichaelJamin.com/course, and that gets you access to the Facebook group, the private Facebook group, which is really pretty great too. What do you think about the new Beavis and Butthead? I wrote a couple of episodes of Beavis and Butthead. I haven't seen it. It's not a reboot, is it? It's a movie, right? I haven't seen it. Writers Making Money Summit. Oh, Sum It Up. Good, yeah. Yeah, that's my friend Dawn is doing that. So go check her out. What pilot have you sold that has made you the most money? I sold a couple of pilots to CBS, I think, that made me a lot of money. CBS. But contrastingly, the pilot I sold to HBO did not make me a lot of money. They don't pay well, HBO. CBS pays well. Is it better to pitch a synopsis over a full script to protect your work? Haas, it doesn't really work that way. You know, you're new to my page because this is questions. Your question's so off the mark, which is okay. Welcome to my page, but I would recommend start listening to my podcast. It's all free. Get on my watch list, which is my newsletter, goes out tomorrow. Start watching all the stuff that I tell you to watch, and then you'll quickly learn how the business works. But your question here is off base, which is okay. You're new, but this is how you catch up. You know, that's what I would do for you. Whose idea was to have CM Punk on Maron? Oh, interesting question. You want to know the truth? My partner and I wrote that episode. Whose idea? It might have been my partner's. We originally went out to. Here's a little trivia. It went out to Joe Rogan. It was originally for Joe Rogan, but he was bananas. He had some problems with the script. Can I tell you? But it was all the stuff that was in it was stuff he said. Anyway, thanks. Yeah, Greg. Is it taboo to talk about how much you make from a pilot? Because I'm really curious, but I'll stop bugging you if you don't want to answer. Well, you're asking, you want an x-ray of my wallet. So it's not taboo, it's just rude. It's just rude. I enjoyed your interview with Dawn DeKaiser, Crossman. I don't feel bad taking 6 months to work on a script now. Thank you. Yeah, Dawn's great. And she's a pro. You know, the funny thing is, I've never worked with Dawn, but our paths have always crossed over. I mean, I've known her for 25 years or so. And, she's always she worked across the street or, on the lot. She'd work in the next bungalow and we'd just see each other all the time. She's one of these people I just assumed we would work on a show together. We just never did. What do you think of Anime Magnus? I have no idea what you're talking about. I have none. I would love to write a play. Then don't love it, do it. Because stage a play, that'd be great. Come to New York or Philly. Haas Grimes, yep. Give me your. At some point, I will be in New York for sure. So DM me your email address. I'll keep you posted. That's an interesting perspective of having the goal of completely losing yourself in the work. Well, I think that's the point. If you don't, I think that's the point. If it's an escape, you're getting lost in the journey. I don't want to be reminded that I'm watching a show. That sounds like a terrible idea. There are certain shows that can pull it off because they're broad. Like It's Gary Shandling's show. Like that was the premise of the show, and obviously broad cartoons. And 30 Rock, which I love, is kind of a cartoon. It's very cartoonish, and that's not a knock on it. It's just that's the tone of the show. But most shows. I don't know what that means. But most shows, it's kind of hacky, I think. We're going to kick ass in Houston. Greg, you and me, baby, we're going to kick some butt. We're toying with the idea of doing a show in Houston with Greg, so hopefully we make that happen. Do you use storyboards? I don't even know what storyboards? No, I don't use storyboards. I've been using a notepad for the scenes. For this. Oh, do I use storyboards for the scene? Do I use a notepad for the scenes? No, Trish, I break the story on a whiteboard, a big whiteboard. I go through this in my writing course exactly how to do that. But storyboards are like what the shots should be. I'm a writer. I'm not a director, so I wouldn't need to do that. I mean, I have directed, but I'm really a writer. Thanks, I'll listen and watch. What do you think about short slug lines that omit interior, exterior, day and night? I think that's very poor writing. I've never even seen that. I've never even heard of such a thing, Santana. That's terrible. That's terrible writing. We need to know whether we're inside or outside. We need to know whether it's day or night. It's not fun. Any ideas for a movie or a TV show you just don't think will get made? Sure. And not only do I have ideas, I have ideas for TV shows and movies that haven't gotten made, that I tried to sell and didn't get made. I got a box full of them. That's how it goes. Hey you, what's up, Kat? What should you if you were me? Writer the last years of a Greek TV show that the network didn't pay you since 2019. Constantine, I don't know, man. That is Greek to me, as we say. Haven't seen you in a while, just want to say hello. Hello, Philly to Guns. Are you going to tour in Canada, Toronto? Mark Us Method. Yesterday, a guy from Toronto asked me if I was going to go to Toronto, and I started laughing. I gave him the same speech that I gave you 5 minutes ago. I was like, I need more names in Toronto if I'm going to perform in Toronto. And so 3 people DM me their email address. So be the number 4, and I'll certainly keep you posted if and when it happens. I'd love to. I love Canada. I like it cool. I'm putting the finishing touches on a script of mine. What should be my next steps? Well, Jake, give it to someone to read. That's the next step. Find out if they think it's any good. Rip off the title page. Any tips on how to write an opening for beginners? I have a course, dude. If you want to take out my course, just sent you my email. All right, Haas. I will check that when I'm off the thing. What are your feelings on tone shifting? I never even heard of that. I don't even know. What have you directed? I've directed a lot of episodes of animation, lots, and I've also directed some live action on Marin specifically. Do you ever have ideas for jokes or plots you just know will never get on screen but are good? Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. When I do this, it means I'm using my finger to scroll. Like that. That's about it. Okay, so if you are in the... I'll do another plug as more people are joining. If you're in the New York I'm tired. If you are in the Boston or Los Angeles area, come see my show, A Paper Orchestra. It premieres on the East Coast, premieres in Amesbury, Massachusetts. Tickets are now on sale at michaeljamin.com/live. Same thing for the LA show. So Amesbury is November 12th and 13th. The LA show is December 10th and 11th. And that's it. That is it. I hope to see you all there. Got to pay for the course though, right? The course is, yes, you have to pay for the course. I don't do everything for free. This is free though. My newsletter is free. My podcast is free. All the posts that I do here, all the tips that I provide, all that's free. But if you want to learn how to write, it's a course. It's a class, It's a class. All right, Greg, thank you for tuning in, man. Well, thank you so much, Greg. I don't know why I thought of you going to the Laker game and you sat Jeannie Buss. Yeah, I sat next to Jeannie. I told that story here a few months ago. Okay, we got our Constantine's telling us this pass. Worth it? Thank you, JX. I guess he's JX made it. JX made it. I guess he's in my course. Thank you, dude. That's it. Okay. That's it. All right. Well, I'm going to bounce off. We have a few people joining. I don't know. I always feel like I got to repeat myself. Josh. Well, Josh, don't blame me for not knowing how to spell Josh correctly. That's it. So yeah, come see me in my show, A Paper Orchestra. If you're in LA or Boston, tickets are now on sale at michaeljamin.com/live. I've been rehearsing my butt off. I just wrote two new, they're interstitial pieces. I just wrote those. I've been practicing those. So should be fun. I hope to see you there, everyone. Thank you so much. Until the next live, I'll do another live at some point soon just to keep promoting this. Okay, everyone, thank you so much and be safe.